All right. We're getting into it, everyone. We're getting into it. We're hyping up. We're hyping up. Okay. Slowly getting into it. Gotta let everyone know what's up. What is up? I am up, and you are not up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up. You know, let's try it. Let's try. Can I do the whole live thing on Instagram and then set you up? Oh, yeah, that looks stupid. All right. Could set you up there. Nah. Could do it right there. Is it stable? Nope. Yeah. How about now? Yeah, it's as stable as it's gonna be. All right. Let's do it. Fuck it. Yeah, whatever. All right, so. Oh, we are fucking live. We're fucking live, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Uber Stuff. Yep, there we go. One more down the road. You know, we're doing the do for everyone, except for you fuckers at TikTok. And it's not because, you know, TikTok, you're actually missing out because you're not even fucking on anymore. Because they keep restricting my fucking access, which makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. How you doing, Root Foreign? Yeah. So if you guys are from like the TikTok and everything, go over to fucking Twitch. I actually created a Kick. This is my first Kick live, right? Fucking Kick live. I don't even know why they're even competing. When I was like looking at all their stuff, I was like, they are almost exactly the same as Twitch. So I don't know what you guys like get the difference from between the two. Maybe you guys are just like going against the grain against them. Maybe I don't know. Oh yeah. But guys, what are we cooking today? What are we cooking today? You know, I thought really long and hard, and by that, not really. I remember last stream, someone was like, "Oh, can you teach me how to roll a burrito?" So I was like, "Yeah, I'll teach you how to fucking roll a burrito." And I was like, you know what? I haven't had a good breakfast burrito in quite some time. But I'm not gonna do a good breakfast burrito. I'm gonna do a decent one. It's gonna be okay. And guys, you on Instagram, I have you live, so you guys know you're fucking missing out on some cool ass shit if you guys are gonna pay attention to it. If not, you're fucking lost. Oh well. Meh. So yeah, everyone who is on live, also on Kick, you guys are live for the first time. Welcome. This is Cooking with Uber Stuff. And like I said, I can say this. I'll say it, you know, I'm going to get it out of the way earlier on the stream. I cut myself not bad, but decently on my finger. You know, I just want to show it to you guys right fucking there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's actually a pretty decent chunk out of my finger. Oh, yeah. You feel it. Feel it. Yeah, but, you know, it happens, you know. But I just mainly want to do that to you. Why you keep restricting my shit, TikTok? I'm just showing off my finger hurting thing. Get in focus. All right, so let's go into some actual cooking and everything now. What we are going to do is make some burritos. But I like bacon burritos. I don't like the sausage bullshit. Honestly, I think the sausage burritos are always too, they're too, I don't know, like maybe it's just like an aversion to me. After eating so many fucking McDonald's sausage burritos, I know. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Oh wait, is that the wrong one? Which one is that the boo one? Boo? Come on. Okay, it's not gonna boo. Okay, I lost the file somewhere. Oh, now it's a fucking reaction. Anyways, so, I was like, yeah, so I like bacon a bit more. I like bacon a bit more. So we'll go to the POV. So what do you do with bacon? You fucking... And also we do have the knife mic. That was a hit for you guys. So we're gonna keep that going. I think it's a great idea. We're gonna do the do for it, right? So, oh, we need to get some fucking bacon up in this bitch. Oh yeah, guys, you know what we do with bacon? Yeah, just delicious, all right? So I'm not very particular with the type of bacon that you get. You want to cure your own pig, you want to do all that on your own, go for it. No judgment. I mean, this is like a $5 thing of bacon. Yeah, it was on sale, all right? And I'm bragging. Now, normally I say let's do our meat after the veterinary thing, but I want to render our bacon while we are doing some chop work. So this way we can expedite everything and we'll just sanitize our cutting board. It's not the end of the world, guys. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be Gucci Yamaguchi, right? So, we gotta get this shit out over there, all right? And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of stack our bacon up so it's gonna be easier for us to cut. Remember, less cuts equals faster time. You're probably thinking, wait, if I'm stacking everything up, you know, why am I doing this? Oh yeah, take some notes this live, right? Do it. That's the whole point of me doing these fucking lives, so you guys can learn. Now, also with that said, the colder you get your bacon, the easier it is gonna be able to work with because there's a lot of fucking bacon fat. And that shit melts. Shit melts so good. Oh. All right, I'm gonna stop the live that's on Instagram because there's no one fucking here. Why aren't you doing anything? Huh? Why aren't you fucking watching me? Ah! This isn't me crashing out, by the way. This is just me remaining in character, so fuck you. All right, so we'll end that live. Wait, I said we'll end this live. All right. Don't need to worry about that one. We'll let that phone go over there. So we stack our bacon, right? We go back over here. And what I'm going to do, less cuts equals easier. And we're just gonna make them taller piles of meat. And I'm just gonna slice it down the middle. And then we are going to just chop away. Right? I wonder how juicy it sounds. All right. Oh, that sounds mighty. Smells already like bacon, already. Now you guys are probably noticing I don't have my pan preheat already, but that's okay because we're gonna put it straight in cold. This will allow the temperature to kind of like disperse itself a lot more evenly. If we put it in hot, we would get some pieces that would cook a lot faster than anything else, and those pieces would end up burning. And I don't want any pieces burnt. I just want shit to be goddamn delicious, right? And this house is gonna smell like bacon. Sure is. And everyone's gonna be pissed because they're like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be waking up to this when everyone's a fucking sleep. So evil scientist me. All right. So we'll let it cook its thing. Doesn't need to be on the highest heat. It just needs to be enough it'll maintain its temperature. And in the meantime, we're just gonna wipe this bitch down. Right? It's just for family. It's not the end of the world. All right. Oh, little piece of bacon. Get over here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut some shit. I'm going to cut some poblanos to start off with. Now, really fast about the poblanos, guys, is that normally I will roast these poblanos if I'm going to put it in like a relish or something like that. However, it's gonna be cooking with potatoes, and I will almost want that skin to kind of pop in your mouth a little bit. So I'm not going to be roasting the poblanos. However, fire roasted poblanos, the smell of home. It's one of my favorite smells. But we're just doing essentially a hash with this, right? So what we're gonna do, oh, this is still cooking. All right, I'm going to cut off the tip and essentially just go right down the middle on one side and take off the spines. So that way, all of our seeds are there. That's where all the spicy shit is. And we have clean poblano fish, right? Ooh. Ooh. Huzzah. Do, 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 do. All right. We don't need to save those. And I do ideally want our bacon to be fairly rendered down. Probably at least 80% of the way, because, you know, I do like some chewy bits of bacon. I do. What we're going to do is we're going to try and make our poblanos roughly the same size as we want our onions. A little bit of seed get in there, that's fine. No one said no to a little bit of heat, right? Hopefully you guys can hear that bacon sizzling, because that's some good ASMR if I say so myself. Oh shit! Thank you for the sub or follow. I forgot what I mean this song for. Wait, fuck, I gotta do this. This is sound. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you so much for the sub, follow. I forgot what I meant that sound for, and the chat isn't telling me exactly what that sound is for, so I dropped a piece of bacon on the floor. Oh, all right. So put that bacon back in there. Yeah, I gotta render it out even further. All right, so we got that going. Shit. I swear, if I'm gonna do the ASMR stuff more, I'm sure like a lot of people are gonna be more pissed off. Like, wait a minute, I came in for the ASMR, and then they follow and everything, and then big ass noise happens. Like, oh, you ruined the environment. Ah, too bad you're in my house. My kitchen. Ah. All right. So. So you do notice that it is starting to simmer, or like you're getting less of that simmering noise on there. That rendering is starting to happen a lot more. And it's important that we hold as much of that bacon fucking goodness in there, because that's what we're going to be cooking our veg in. Our veg and our eggs. All right. And I did change the mic settings to be noise canceling. This way, hopefully, in theory, they're going to be more isolated on the tests. I noticed that with the last stream, there was a lot of like echo, I guess you could say, because of the multiple mics. So we'll see. This is kind of a lot of poblano, and that's fine, because I'm making more than one fucking burrito. I want this shit to last. All right. So, we got all of our poblanos. We're just gonna go ahead and put them in. What do you mean? Like, how do you know if the meat is not you want it without cutting it because it's eyeball the fuck out of it? Like how done it is, like how cooked it is? Is that what you're asking? Because there are several ways that that's the case. There's only one truly accurate way, but, you know, working in kitchens, you have your tips and tricks, you know. Right, we got an onion next. We'll do the onion. And with the poblano hash, I like, you know, equal parts onion to poblano. Personally. I suppose I should grab another couple of these. A couple more quarts. All right, one for le onion and one for le west. Because I want to keep going back and forth. No, you're not fucking stupid. That's a genuine question. Because like this, how do I know if this is done? How I want it to be? I don't. You know, you don't know until you eat it, right? However, trying to find out if you know if a cut of meat is ready to go without you knowing practice is number one. Practice is always number one. You have to fucking practice, right? Oh, thank you so much, lollers. You think this fucking setup is cool? Wait, I got more shit. Look at this shit. Now you can see me cooking over the overhead and everything, and then you can see me when I'm doing some extra chop shit. I got some mics and everything going. Listen to this. Oh yeah. All right, so our bacon is almost where we want it to go. However, as I was saying, if you are trying to figure out like the only way you're gonna ever truly want it to be the way you want it to during the cooking process is with the thermometer, right? However, something that they don't fucking teach you is like there's cooking happening when you take it off the heat. It's gonna cook. There's a lot of heat happening outside of it that's still permeating inside the meat. So, but that only happens with proper resting, right? Like when you take it off there and you serve it 5 minutes later, it's not gonna do anything. You take it off and you serve it 15 minutes later, it's still gonna be fairly hot, but it's also going to be, it's also going to cook its way through. So you have like a rare steak and you let it rest properly, depending on the thickness, it's gonna come out medium rare, right? Now I'm getting into the really sciencey shit with it, but I'm not too concerned with that right now. It's all a practice, right? You need a thermometer if you're trying to be as accurate as possible, but if you're not using a thermometer, there are two other ways that I find very true and accurate, all right? Let me put this bacon in here really fast, folks. All right. I do want to try and get as much of this bacon out. Now notice I'm not draining the bacon, right? There's a reason for it, right? Don't worry. You know, look at this really fast. You can see that bacon is still frying. You can see it, like all those bubbles. That's fine. But we are going to use a lot of that grease to cook our veg, right? So, but we are going to supplement it with that. Back to your steak or your meat talk. Now, this only applies for beef primarily, right? It doesn't apply for poultry because all poultry is a bit different, unless it's duck. Duck cooks very, very much like steak and eats very, very much like steak, especially duck breast. Duck legs, not so much, but duck breast does, right? And you can have it bloody and all that shit. You can technically have the same thing with chicken. I'm gonna get into those politics totally different, way the fuck down the line on that one. But duck cooks very much like steak. Pork, in some cases, does as well. It really depends on the application, but you tell it by the firmness is my way of doing it. I like to squeeze the sides and I like to squeeze the top. With a burger, if I squeeze the top, it doesn't do so much, but if you squeeze the sides of a burger, you can really tell the doneness of that. With a steak, you know, you can usually tell on the center of it, depending on the thickness, or you can check the bounce on it. And a lot of it is intuition. The other side is taking a cake tester and just applying it to your lip. If it's really cold, it's still raw in the middle. If it's fucking hot, it's cooked all the way through. So you kind of want to, and that's also practice. If you don't have a thermometer, you know, that's the only way to do it. It's practice, right? It's practice, you know? Hey, you know, you're gonna fuck it up. Like I've said before, you're gonna fuck up a lot, you know? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with fucking up. What's wrong is that you fuck up and then you think you can never do it again. But you can. You just gotta be persistent with it, right? So we're gonna cut up some onion and then we'll get our Papa's ready, because our potatoes are gonna be the longest thing technically to cook. It's gonna take about as long as the bacon. But we are also wanting to cook our poblano and everything. So we're gonna do this in like stages, technically. So, oh yeah, there you go. Your nice clean onion cuts for you folks. Just gonna put all these in. I just gotta buy another bench scraper because I'm getting tired of doing this shit. It's like, oh yeah, no, I'll just bring mine home from work. Yeah, no, I keep fucking forgetting. All right. It's a good thing I fucking sweep and mop my kitchen studio, right? I got pets. Oh, no, there it is. There's the onion. That's what happens when you don't have any ventilation. All right. So we're gonna cut our potatoes next. I like to use, personally, red potatoes when it comes to just like a burrito, right? It'll get that nice outside crisp, and you don't have to worry about like the inside over steaming itself. Yellow potatoes are really good as well. I personally like to use Yukons for like other purposes, but a red potato is, I think, more versatile than a russet. Personal opinion. You know, you can do a really fucking tasty mash with them. You could do a really tasty, you know, hash. You can even do fries with them. They're not the greatest with fries, but honestly, they're not the greatest for this reason. They're just small. Like, this is a decent sized one. Yeah. So we are going to dice our potatoes. Now, a potato dice is very similar to like a carrot, right? Anything that's round and you try and get those square shapes, you just boop, cut off that, and then you create your planks, right? And we do want to cut these fairly small so they cook faster. And then you have these end pieces, right? And I always put the end pieces at the end because I have to do those individually, right? But there we go. Now, if you want to do a bunch of potatoes like this ahead of time, make sure you have a container that's full of water because potatoes do oxidize. And if you do that, you'll actually wash out a lot of the starch, which will make a crispier potato. Fun fact. Now you notice how like this is like brown stuff? You can use it. I'm personally not going to. That's just me. Because that is the outside of the potato. Well, I mean, everyone's hands suck. Look at me, I fucking cut myself yesterday. It happens, you know? It's practice. You have to just practice, man. Practice makes perfect, and you are not perfect because you're not practicing. So fucking practice, bitch, or else you will just suck for the rest of your life. Who fucking wants that for themselves? Fucking no one. I don't, at least. I still suck. There's a lot of things I gotta practice on. There's so much I gotta fucking practice on. You know, it's a thing. Like, this is a pretty decent size potato. We'll see how much this comes out to be. And then for my hash, I usually like to do twice as much potato to, or equal parts potato to everything else I put in there. That's just my personal definition of a hash. So technically we have like a quart's worth, and I'm gonna put both of these together, which is fine. So we are going to do an equal part of potato. So we're gonna do a quart's worth of potato. And also, like, if you guys are trying to learn your cuts and everything, like how to get these smaller dicing cuts, but you don't want to waste a lot of money on food and try to make shit perfect, get a sack of potatoes, guys. Honestly, a potato is the best thing you can use to practice all of your cuts. It truly is. I think one more potato will set us at that point. Because we still gotta cut all those, right? And like you can get a sack of potatoes, and you know what? If you fuck them up, if you're like, oh, I'm not happy with these, guess what you can make with them? Whatever the fuck you want. you can make mashed potatoes, you can make a cake, you can make a hash like I'm doing right now, you know? Practice with the cooking with them. They're very filling, they're very healthy for you as long as you're cooking them right, and there you go. All right, and we are gonna cut the rest of these babies. Now, what I do when I get to all these like random edges, I'll just create matchsticks, right? And this way, they will all, I can just pile them all up and do what I do for carrots, right? I remember I had to do so much of this. We had a butternut hash in one of the restaurants I worked with. So not just potatoes, but butternut squash. And I hate fucking working with butternut squash. And I'm doing everything I can to avoid butternut squash for this next menu. However, butternut squash is fucking cheap and you get a lot of food out of it. So I'm like, ah! All right. All right. Ah, you piece of shit. These ones don't want to stack up because they're being assholes. All right, cool. All right, and see, we can just put all these in. This is a bit more potato than I anticipated. That's a-okay. So we are gonna cook our potatoes first. And we are just gonna turn this back up. And this one, we do want our heat to be fairly high to start with. There's no, because what we're doing is we're gonna add a fuck ton of potato, and the moment we add the potatoes into the pan, there's gonna be a lot of heat that's gonna be taken away, especially on a pan like this, because this is just a standard nonstick. You can do this on like any other cast iron or whatever. If I had a cast iron pan, I would be using that. And we're gonna dump all of our bacon fat back inside of this. Oh, fuck you, bacon. Now, stay inside. I want you inside of the bowl still. I don't want you to burn, bitch. All right. And if we need to add more fat to this, we'll just grab some canola oil, right? And you know, normally with bacon, you will take the, you'll take like a towel to it just to kind of, you know, soak up all that fat. No, I'm using all of it. I'm trying to be resourceful. Fucking bacon fat, elixir of life, and elixir of heartburn, or not heartburn, but heart disease. Heart attacks. There you go. Heart attacks. That's what I meant. All right. All right. The worst accident that I have ever had. All right. So let's. So we're gonna do this really fast. Let me put these in really fast, Rufor, and I'll answer your question. Now, this is what you call overcrowding. So what I'm doing right now is making sure that all the potatoes are coated in that bacon fat, right? And then we're gonna let it do its thing. All right, so the worst accident I've ever had in the kitchen. That's a good question, actually. Before I do that, do I have any salt up here? Please say I have fucking salt up here. Ah, shit. Guys, I do not have any salt upstairs. And I have this cooking. Fuck, okay. Because I kind of need salt for this. Granted, it isn't bacon, but I don't know if you know, salt's kind of, wait. I should have a thing of salt in here. Fuck, I do not. All right, shit. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the heat down on this just a tad. I'm gonna answer your question, Ruforn. I'm gonna answer it, but I need to run downstairs. Guys, don't forget about me, Johnson. I'll be right back. Grab some fucking salt. Ugh. I'm back. Oh, that was close. Crisis averted. Turn this back up. All right, so got some salt, and I'm actually gonna fill this bunch up with it. So kosher salt's the way to go, and the worst accident I've ever had, root warren. All right, I don't need that much salt. I'm just gonna do this just to start with. Is the one I had to go to the hospital for, because I got a burn that sent me to the hospital. So I was working at my very first restaurant, Mexican restaurant, and what happened was we had a pot of enchilada sauce on the burner, right? Like a burner like this. I mean, not like this, but big ass pot, and we were busy during the lunch, right? And we needed enchilada sauce. Cool. Well, the trick with enchilada sauce, it can never burn. If it burns, it scorches on the bottom, and once that bottom gets burnt, that whole batch gets burnt, and so it makes it bitter, makes it not good to eat. And it started to get to that boiling point. Well, I had an oven mitt in this hand, and then I had a towel in this hand. However, the towel had a hole in it, right? And if you look at this burner right here, let me show you really fast. If you look at this burner right here, you see how it has like those prongs? Well, the equipment that we have in a restaurant is very, 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 very heavy duty, right? What happened is that the towel got caught in one of those prongs while I'm lifting up the pot. So normally, let's say with this, if I lift it up, then this whole thing's gonna fly. Well, that big ass oven is not gonna move. Everything else is. So I rushed to get it up, and because of it, the towel got caught and poured boiling enchilada sauce all over my arm. And boiling enchilada sauce is the same temperature as boiling water, but it sticks onto your skin. And so I'm like, oh, fuck. And I threw my oven mitt across the kitchen. And I'm a very loud, obnoxious guy. You know, nothing like you would have never guessed, right? But everyone's laughing at it, you know, and then I run to the sink and my skin is falling off from the running water. And they're like, yep, no, that's a bad one. That's a very bad one. So they sent me to the hospital. I got some really nice burn cream, lost a couple days of work, talked to the owner, and he was like, you didn't do that on purpose, did you? I'm like, fuck no, why would I burn myself like that on purpose? Just to get out of work? That's stupid, you know? But yeah, no, with that said though, I've worked in those kitchens where I burned myself like that, and then they blame me and thinking like I did that shit on purpose just to get out of work because I'm working that much. Think about that, right? So that's probably the worst one technically, because I did go to the hospital for it, right? However, I did get a pretty bad cut a few months ago right there. Oh wow, that's a dirty nail. What the fuck happened there? Okay. Right there. And what happened is I was slicing some pork belly and I got caught and I severed a nerve. So I don't have feeling in part of my finger. Very fun fact. I'm gonna put a little bit more salt in there. Now we're starting to get that color that we want from the poblano, or from the potatoes, but I do want these fairly golden. So like I said, this is gonna take the longest on this entire thing, right? So I try not to steam them too much, which is why you see me tossing them as much as I am. If they're in this giant pile, you're gonna steam them. So they're gonna end up more mushy than not. I want that outside to be crispy, you know? So the only way to do it is, unfortunately, to agitate it in its current stage. Once it gets that skin, it'll be Gucci, ready to go, right? Oh, that was fast. All right. Also, thank you guys, everyone. If you guys are watching on Kick or YouTube or, of course, Twitch, I appreciate you, especially you guys on Twitch. And you guys always wonder, why am I not blowing up or anything? Interaction is the best way for you guys to let me blow up. I'm all about that shit. I hate it when you got those other fuckheads. I'm gonna do this, by the way. I'm gonna do this every single time I stream. I'm gonna call out all those other fuckheads who are doing, stealing content on their streams with minimal content, because that's what they're doing. They're straight up fucking stealing content, you know? And you have all these other streamers who are actually trying to put in an effort, you know? whether it's just one camera on their phone and they're watching someone cook, or even fucking doing mukbang. I hate mukbang, but I'd much rather them doing mukbang than stealing other people's content and having hundreds of people watching that shit. That's criminal. It's unfair, you know? It's unfair to streamers like me who put in so much effort. It's unfair to streamers who are trying to start something, right? It's so fucking unfair. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that every fucking stream. It's a ditty, guys. You guys want to blow me up? The only way you're gonna do it? Talk to me. Share the stream. Make me moist. Make me rock hard. Oh, the moist rock. Now right here, you guys would be like, oh, it needs more fat because it's not crisping up enough. Well, no. And you can tell that's not the case because there's a lot of these droplets you guys should be able to see around here, right? And that's all fat. And that's the stuff that's coating the potatoes. If I add more fat to this, it's going to be very soggy. I don't want that. And you got to think, I'm adding cheese to this motherfucker, and cheese leaks oil, right? I don't want to do that. I will take these potatoes out of the way because I'm scared that it's going to fucking burn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. But we are going to make sure, now they're starting to clump up, which means that the starches are releasing. So I want to make this as flat as possible now. So this way we get as much surface area on the potatoes as possible. And we're just going to kind of let it sit for a bit. Now the potatoes I'm okay with letting burn. Because, I mean, a burnt potato is pretty tasty. You guys ever have a burnt potato chip? A burnt fry? Like that weird, like, so good. Like burnt onions. Burnt onions are also like fucking tasty. And I was debating on actually burning some onions for tonight's burrito. I was going to make a salsa too. But I was thinking about like the time logistics, and I want to show you guys everything from like start to finish. So if I were to do a salsa, this would be a couple hour stream, and I can't do a couple hour stream today. I do plan on doing a much longer stream in the future though. Like a fucking 4 hour stream at least. It's going to be awesome, right? Now you notice already we're getting those like hard colors, right? It's much more golden right off the bat. And we're just going to repeat this process. Try and get it flat out and let it sit there, you know, for 30 seconds to a minute at a time until we get that area. And like I said, you want to keep stirring it if you overcrowd the pan like I did. So that way you're not steaming the potatoes. You're just releasing the starch, and then that way you're cooking and doing the do. You know, easy money, easy money. It's easier than it looks. I promise you. But you just have to pay attention. So this is what we're sounding like. Oh yeah. Yeah, get more color on there. And I know some of you guys were actually asking me on the side about like the knife sharpening streams, and especially with the mic setup and everything. Knife sharpening streams are going to be a thing again. I think it'd be really cool. I'm curious to see how it's going to sound. And yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun to do. All right, back to the POV. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that good crisp. You guys are noticing like that, the pattern that we're doing, right? Let it sit. If you keep stirring it, sure, you will eventually get that, but it's going to take so much longer to achieve that, so much longer. Yeah, Demi, butternut squash is tasty, but I'm not about it. I'm sweaty, guys. Look at me. It's fucking sweaty. Hopefully in 2 weeks I can afford a hood vent up here, which will alleviate a lot of the, at least the smoke, not really the heat, but you know. All right. Now you guys are noticing, like, you guys might notice that the fat is starting to disappear from this pan. You just gotta let it cook into the potato, let it do its thing, you know? And that's fine. I kind of want it like that, right? Now, I don't want all of these potatoes to be perfectly golden. That's gonna be fine. I just want some of them to have that nice pop, that crisp. So we're gonna let it do its thing when it gets to that point. Boom, 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 boom. Put this down a little bit more. There we go. And up, there we go. Hoi. There we go. Probably gotta do this like 1 or 2 more times, and then we'll continue the process. We'll go into the next step, right? Did any more bacon fat seep off? Probably not, because it cooled down, which is fine. So that means we are gonna need some oil for this next step. Now, you're probably wondering, it's like, oh, guys, do you do this for the restaurants? Well, there's a trick. We actually bake our potatoes. So we'll coat them in oil, and then we'll roast them. So this way, you're kind of breaking down all the starches. Now, notice I'm just flattening them out. I'm moving them. I'm not pressing into them. So we're retaining our shape. Notice how it almost looks like bacon too, right? I want to keep it shaped because that's what's going to give us this pop, especially like after it rests. If I press them down, like it's just gonna end up like mashed potatoes, like a really rough mash, and I do not want that. And you can hear that pan getting rubbed against with all the hard potato. Fucking hard. And you can see that almost all of our fat pretty much disappeared from the side of the pan. It's all in the potato now, which is great. It's gonna allow it to really do its job now. All right, I think this is as far as we're gonna take it for the potato, which is fine. All right, we got our papas done, right? So we're gonna add some oil. This is gonna be a hot pan. And we are gonna add our remaining 2 ingredients, our poblano and our onion. And we are going to cook these down, not caramelized, but to about translucent. All right. We are gonna add some salt to this, so that way we bring out all of its natural flavor. You guys are probably wondering what salt I use. I am using kosher salt. And automatically I can tell that it needs more fat with this amount. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna put the oil right on top. I'm actually going to create like a little well on the side because it needs to react to the pan's heat. If I put it in now, it's actually gonna cool down the food and boil it from the inside before it reaches the heat it needs to, right? This is going to allow it to heat up. And then I can do this. Right? And that gave it its chance to do its thing. All right. Now, while that's going, we're going to actually crack some eggs. You can get some fucking eggs up in this bitch, right? And grab a bowl. All right. Now, I'm a slut for eggs, personally. It's just me. However, we're only going to trial just one burrito. Right? I am going to be making a ton more burritos, right? So, I like to do 3 eggs. Because I'm a fat fuck. All right. Let me grab a fork. I don't want to use chopsticks personally right now. All right. Let that keep cooking. Now, there is a lot of water that is in onions or any real vegetable, not root vegetables, but like, you know, actual vegetable. So that's why you're not hearing like as much of a sizzle for these, but you're noticing they're starting to get translucent, starting to be see-through. We're going to take them a little bit further until they get color. Once they get color, then I'm going to add it in with the poblano. All right. Or not the poblano, the fucking potato. What am I saying? Don't listen to me. I just cook for a living. Whatever. Fucking whatever. All right. Oh, it is hot. Grab some topo. Delicious. All right. Is that a clump of... It is a clump of seed. I don't want that much seed in there. Not in one bite, at least. And very much like the potato, we want to make sure we have as flat as a surface as possible. This way, we can make sure we're not fucking boiling any veg. All right? But you notice like the color on it's already changed quite a bit, right? It's got that almost translucent see-through on the onion. That's what we're aiming for. But like I said, we do want more color out of it. Once it starts to get that color, once it starts darkening. Now, if I used a stainless steel pan or cast iron, it would actually speed up the process because those pans can heat up at a much higher temperature. I just don't want to do that in the environment I am currently because I want to kind of control the smoke that kind of comes out of here. So that's a big reason why we're not doing that. Also, I can create a fond, which would help bring out that bacon flavor. But, you know, try to do that with the hum. Like, if you guys were here for the hambagu stream, like, I like almost smoked myself out. I couldn't breathe because of how much smoke was coming out using those pans. So it's like, oh, until I get a hood vent, and I'm gonna get one. They're like $150, so but it is necessary if I want to keep this up, and I do want to keep this up. All right, we're almost there. It's starting to get yellow now, which is good. I just want to make sure that our stuff is formally cooked before we start the next step, right? Ooh. Ooh. So hot. All right. So, we are at the point where we want to start the next step, right? So I'm going to add all this in here, right? Now, notice how all this is like par cooked? There's a reason for that. And I'll show you guys when we get to that point. But before we do that, I just gotta ask you guys a question really fast. You know, I gotta ask you guys a very serious question. How many of you guys have had been disappointed by a burrito because you take a bite of a burrito and it's all of one thing, and then you take a bite on the other side and then it's all of another? How many of you guys fucking hate that? I fucking hate that. It's like no one knows how to build a burrito. I don't understand why people don't know how to build a fucking burrito. It's common sense. But like, no, because we wanna Chipotle this up and then make it complicated or make it, you know, customizable and blah 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 blah. You know what? There's easy ways around it. You fucking stack up your shit with these bowls and you can just mix everything up, right? Like I'm gonna do right now, right? Like look, I'm gonna mix all of this up. Oh, delicious. Oh, scrumdiddlyumptious, right? Why aren't you putting the bacon in there yet? Because I'm gonna cook these even further. I'm gonna cook the vegetable even further. And this essentially right here is the hash. This is the hash, right? That's all we need to do. You can take the hash however fucking far you want. That's the basis because we're gonna put it right back in the pan, right? But the other thing is, guys, have you guys heard of a mystical, magical animal called the whale? You know what time it is? Whale facts! All right, whale fact number 4. Ooh, yeah. Did you know that the killer whale is also the most hunted fucking whale on the planet? So last year I said they were the apex predator of the sea, and they are. However, they are also the most hunted whale on the planet because those fucking people in Europe like to kill those things every year or 2 years or whatever their tradition is. They actually have a tradition where they hunt those whales and they bring them up to shore and they kill them. And it's a tradition. It's a sad one, but it's a tradition. And I didn't really do too much research on this one because it kind of pissed me off. I would like to think that they harvest everything that they can from these whales instead of just leaving them there, just letting them fucking rot on their beaches, because that would fucking suck. But they still do that to this day, and there's nothing stopping them from doing it. I think it's Norway that does it. If it's not Norway, it's Sweden. Or it could be Iceland. Could be one of those. I don't fucking know. Let's get back to the cooking. All right, so we have our pan, we have our hash, we have our egg, we have our bacon, but what's missing, guys? Oh, I know what's fucking missing. Our fucking tortillas. Now, I live in the great state of Washington where they don't really care too much about tortillas, right? So whenever you get a fucking pack of tortilla, now this is probably one of the better ones you can get in Washington. Not the best. I could have gone to a Mexican market because they do have them and they do have some good tortillas there, but I didn't have the time to because I dealt with a lot of bullshit today. So whenever you get a fresh pack of tortillas, you always do this. This will help break the tortillas up away from each other. It's just the starch is kind of resting away from each other. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a tortilla, right? Now, we are going to heat up our tortilla. You're probably wondering, why am I heating up a tortilla? Because what you do, when you heat up a tortilla, you're loosening all the starches in there. It's gonna make it a lot more pliable. And I'm only gonna try and heat up just one side because there's all this fat. I'm gonna let that just soak it all in so I don't have to worry about it later. Actually, you know what? No, fuck that. We're gonna do both sides. Because we're gonna go the fucking extra mile, right? They take off their head and leave their body to rot. Yeah, okay, fuck those guys. Fuck them. Thank you for researching that, Ruforn. All right, so it's a nice pliable tortilla now. So we're going to add our stuff to it. We are gonna add some more fat because I want this shit to be crispy, and it doesn't fucking matter because we ran out of fuel. We go through at least one of these a day, right guys? It's par for the course. Ugh. All right, open another one. Oh yeah, give me that fucking high side. Oh, there we go. All right. King me. All right, so we're gonna add some fat because we do want to cook our hash further, but we do need to make sure that this is hot. Now, before we do that, while we're waiting, we're going to add our queso. Now, it says it has, I've never used this brand before. It says it has 3 different cheeses, Chihuahua, Oaxaca, and Cotija. I don't see any fucking Cotija, but let's fucking try one now. Let's try a little bit of this, right? I don't taste any fucking Cotija. I taste plenty of Oaxaca. I've tasted a little bit of the Chihuahua, but no Cotija. What a shame. All right, so I am going to spread this out, my cheese out like so, and then we're going to add some of our hash. Now, what we're doing now is really concentrating all of that in. Notice how they're just jumping around? Yeah, jump, you little piggies. All right. Let that really, really cook. Now we're gonna do some egg cookery here. Yeah, oh, so it is Norway. I don't give a fuck if they support it. Fuck them, Norway. I don't care about yours, how good of a country you are. I guess every good country needs some evil in their life. Right? All right, so we're getting there. Now this is the part where we really want to concentrate on the color, because when we add the egg, it's gonna fucking disappear. Well, not the egg's gonna disappear, but the heat's gonna disappear, right? So now we want our heat high, but we are going to kill it as soon as I put the eggs in. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go! All right, kill our heat. All right, and what I'm gonna do is just let it kind of cook a little bit and then stir. All right, this way I'm not overcooking my egg, but I get these nice giant clumps. I honestly could have put more of the fucking hash in there looking at this, but fuck it. And I'm gonna add some bacon. Right? All right, and then we're gonna put it onto our burrito. All right, I'm only gonna do, actually no, I think all of it will fit. And if it doesn't, then I will suffer. Oh well, right? All right, Ruforn, here is the moment you've been waiting for. How to roll a burrito. This is the way, everyone. It's not the way, there's several ways to do it. This is my way, all right? So, pretty much, yeah, this is actually too much filling. It's a good thing I'm making multiple burritos. All right, you too. All right, so that might still be too much. What I do is I kind of like create an area for it right there, almost like below the half point of the tortilla, right? Below the half point. Now what I do is I do the sides first, but a lot of people do this. And doing it like this allows you to kind of tuck it in, right? Now what's important is that it's even, all right? Make it even. Then you fold your sides, right? You fold your sides however big, whatever. Now this part also has to be even. You don't want it to look like that. You don't want it to look like that. And they need to be even, right? And then from there, you just go up. And if they start to stretch out, like where my pinkies are, you use your pinkies to tuck back in to make sure that they're even. And there we go. You got a burrito, although the tortilla fucking ripped on me because, you know, I was fucking around with it too much. See, like right there. But you want a good seal on that bitch? That's fine, because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a little bit more oil on there, and we're just gonna seal this. We're gonna, But yeah, it's gonna rip right there. God damn it, fuck you, burrito. Fuck you. Yeah, it's pretty easy. You know, it's pretty straightforward. So we're gonna just sear the burrito so you got a nice like Just seared burrito. Yeah, a lot longer on that one. Pretty easy, pretty easy. Yeah, fuck you. Right? Get that nice gold. Yeah, this is an actually really fucking ugly burrito. I know a lot about tortillas. I really know a lot about tortillas. It just sucks that we don't have any decent ones up here in Washington. All right. At least, like, accessible, decent ones. In Arizona, they're fucking everywhere. But yeah, we got a burrito. Now, cross-section. See, now notice how there's fucking a bite of everything in the bite of the burrito. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Come on. Look. Bite of everything in this beautiful burrito. Right? That's what we're aiming for. That is exactly what we are aiming for, everyone. Right? Pretty easy, pretty easy. Now, I really wish I had some salsa, but I don't. I do have some Cholula downstairs, and Cholula is the way to go. Not Tapatio, not that fucking Tabasco shit. Has to be Cholula, because Cholula is a puree-based. It is not that vinegar-based bullshit. It's puree-based with vinegar, right? If you get it, Cholula is the way to go. But how is the burrito? Good question. You know, I think I can taste the cotija now. Because it's not like cold, but cotija is like a very crumbly cheese, right? It could just be me fucking trying to brainwash myself to believing like, oh, they did put cotija in there. So you guys are probably wondering, today's stream was pretty, like, tame, right? Compared to the normal chaos that I normally ensue. Today was a very, 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 very long day for me. Like, I wasn't even sure if I was going to stream tonight. But I wanted to make sure I'm keeping up with the consistency, because I need the algorithm to work in my favor, goddammit. Except for you, TikTok. Except for you, TikTok. You fucking failed me today. Poblano's putting in a lot of work now. I feel it on my lips. But it's also because of all the oil on the pan, probably, too. The pepper oil. Yeah, dealt with a lot today. Very, very hard day. But you know what? I'm still here. Still doing the do. Now, I do have to make a lot more burritos. So, I think I'm going to stream. I'm going to keep streaming to make some burritos. You know, nothing too special. Just for you guys to hang out with me. I don't know another half of the burrito. Ugh. I might get some sauce. I might. The thing is, like, if I get sauce, I'm gonna want to eat more. And if I eat more, I'm gonna get tired. I got a lot of cleaning to do still. I don't want to do that. I miss good burritos. I really do. Oh, hot. All right. Delicious. All right. Good burrito. All right, put you right there for now. All right, let's crack some eggs. I'm gonna do like 6 eggs, I think. All right, so all right, turn this up. I'm gonna add more. I'm pretty much gonna just make the filling. I think that hash we can just save on its own, right? Grab another bowl, because I'm just gonna do a giant bowl of filling. All right. Oh, I would send you one, Demi. I would, if I had the means to. Aye. All right. That good. Heat it up, heat it up, heat it up, heat it up. Oh, damn it. Got some filling down. All right. think these eggs I'll put in a different container. Oh, shit. Oh, wait, there's more filling. There we go. This is all trash. Ah, fuck you. Fuck you. All right. Let's make a folding station. Okay. I'm gonna turn this up. All I'm doing is getting these pliable so they're easier to roll. Start putting cheese on there as soon as they come off, so it'll start melting. Turn this down, actually. It's like the perfect amount of filling. Perfect. First try, it's almost like I know what I'm doing for a living. There. Burritos. Alright. So, that pretty much kills everything, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that nice little chill ending that we had. But I do need to put these out on a tray so they can cool down, or a plate. Plate works fine. Yeah, that works. Although, I know a couple of these I'm going to keep out, because I am definitely going to eat them. Actually, let's do that. Let's grill these up. There we go. These ones we'll put over here to cool down. And this we'll put in one of these containers. This way. Good thing it's trash day. All right. Oh, hi, Liv. Oh, you're a boy _1. Okay. Hope you had a wonderful stream tonight, Liv. I hope you did. All right. You see all that smoke coming out? Yeah. That smoke is going to stay in this room for a little bit. Unfortunately. That's exactly what I wanted. That good sear. There we go. Kisses! Alright. Well, you gotta come over here, Liv, to get my food. You know. You know. But you did come in towards the end of the stream. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around. All that jazz. You guys make me so moist in doing everything. I know today was a pretty chill stream in comparison. Don't worry. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I don't know what emus do. I know that they attack people. It's just like ostriches, but you know, what do I know? I'm not an emu guy, I'm a whale guy, right? Guys, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for watching. And on Kick, you guys were the first Kick stream, whatever. TikTok, fuck you for not letting me go live on TikTok. And this is just me showing everything. You guys make me moist. Thank you so much, and I'll see you.